In the last session, we had discussed the human respiratory system, and today I'm going to discuss the respiration, what are its different steps, as well as what is the mechanism of the breathing that we will discuss today. So now this process of respiration that consists of the first step, which is known as breathing. As you can see, breathing, this is the first part of the respiration. Breathing, what is breathing? Breathing is a kind of physical exercise in which generally you intake the oxygen and you release the CO2. That is called breathing, and this process does not involve any expenditure of energy. Now, after breathing, you have taken oxygen gas. Now, this oxygen gas will enter to the alveoli. From the alveoli, it will enter into the blood. Now, the blood will take O2 to the cells where it will be oxidized so that your body may get energy, and at the same time the CO2 which is present in the tissue that will enter into the blood, and now this blood will move in the opposite direction. So this all will take place in the respiration. These are the basic steps of the respiration. Now moving further, what is most important thing? When we are discussing respiration, breathing is the most of the important concept regarding the respiration, as it is the first part, it is the physical process, and second part is the cellular respiration, that is the exchange of the gases between the blood and the cell. That will be called as the part of the cellular respiration. Now, mechanism of breathing. What is the major concept regarding breathing? You will intake oxygen, you will release CO2. So this is a complex process. Now, the main thing is that how does this process operate in your body? Now, before starting this process, one thing must be clear to you, that when something is expanded, the pressure inside the structure is going to decrease. So what is the concept behind the breathing? You are intaking oxygen. It means in the outer environment, oxygen is at higher pressure, and in the inner environment, oxygen is at the less pressure. That's why oxygen is moving from the outer environment to the inner environment. While discussing this mechanism of breathing, we have to focus on these 2 points, that what is the function of diaphragm and what is the function of external and intercostal muscles. These external and intercostal muscles are present between the ribs, and these movements help increase in the size of thoracic cavity. Now, second thing that you must know, that these lungs are present inside a cavity which is known as thoracic chamber. If this thoracic chamber increases, lungs will expand and the intrapulmonary pressure will get decrease. But when the size of the thoracic cavity that decrease, if the size is decreased, then obviously the lungs will get contract and the pressure of the gas in them will increase. Now, as it is theoretical, you are not able to learn properly. Now, moving next, I am showing you the diagram. Yes, so this is the diagram by which we can easily explain the process of the breathing, that how does it take place. Now, you are able to see 2 diagrams on your screen. This is the mechanism of breathing. In the first part, this is the diagram that is showing the concept of inspiration, and this is the B part that is showing expiration. Now, first one is the inspiration. Inspiration means intaking. When you are intaking oxygen, it means you will see it is inspiration. Expiration means when you are releasing CO2 rich air, then you will say it is expiration. Now, as you can see in the diagram, I have told you that the function of the 2 things is more important. One is the movement of the diaphragm, and second is the movement of the intercostal muscles. So firstly, this part that you are able to see, this is the thoracic chamber. Okay, and the lungs are present inside this chamber. Now, what is most important thing? If this chamber increased, lungs will get expand and the pressure will get decreased and air will enter into the lungs. Now, what happens during the inspiration? See here, this is the diaphragm. As you can see in the diaphragm is contracted, and when this diaphragm is contracted, it will move in the lower direction. It means size of the thoracic chamber will increase in the lower direction. Fine. Next one is when the external intercostal muscles will contract, this ribs and the sternum, this is raised, and when these 2 parts, that is ribs and sternum, are raised, it means that the size of this thoracic chamber that will increase from upper side. From here it will be increased. The overall result will be that the size of the thoracic cavity will increase. In this case, the lungs will expand pressure of the air will get decreased and air will enter into the lungs. Now see here, the steps which were taking place here, they are just opposed here. You can see here the diaphragm was contracted, but now here it is relaxed. The ribs and sternum raised, but now these are reached to the original position. So what is the effect of these two processes? The volume of the thoracic chamber that will get decreased, and when the volume of this thoracic chamber is decreased, lungs will get contract, and when the lungs will get contract, the pressure of the air will increase here and air will be expelled out from the lungs. So this is all which will take place during the process of the expiration. Now you can see this with help of this flow chart. You can see during expiration, diaphragm contract, internal intercostal muscles also contract. As a result of these two processes, size of the thoracic cavity is increased and the lungs are present inside the thoracic cavity, so obviously these will expand, and when the lungs will expand, pressure of the air will decrease there and air will enter into the lungs, because air always move from high pressure to low pressure. The next one you can see over here, this is the expiration. That what will happen, the things that were taking places during the process of inspiration, now they will be opposed. You can see diaphragm was contracted there, but it is relaxed now. Intercostal muscles were contracted there, now these are relaxed. As a result of these two processes, means the relaxation of diaphragm as well as the relaxation of intercostal muscle, the size of the thoracic cavity decrease. And when the size of thoracic cavity decrease, the lungs will get contract, intrapulmonary pressure of the air will get increase and air will move out of the lungs. So this is all about the process of the breathing, that how does breathing that takes place in human being.